By now, we all know that the four rivers that compass the Garden of Eden are located in Ethiopia. And Satan was described as a fallen angel that was kicked out of the garden. So, what are people trying to say? Are they trying to say that there's a white God that makes a white devil too? Or are they saying that Satan grew up in Kemet as a white boy? So, let's read. And respecting Zion, it will be said, each and every one was born in her. And the Most High himself will firmly establish her. Jehovah Selah, all my springs are in you. Hence, we are all Ethiopians. Why? Because
and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion.
So notice Zion is just another name for Ethiopia. So who is an Ethiopian? It seems that classical historians and geographers call the region from India to Egypt Ethiopia. In other words, an Egyptian is an Ethiopian. Whom also is Ethiopian? Manasseh, for he was the king of Jerusalem. And he did which was evil in the sight of the Lord, for he built up altars for Baal. And where is he from? Egypt, because they have done which was evil in my sight, since the days their fathers came forth out of Egypt, even unto this day. So even unto this day, who is worshiping Baal? The Vatican. So as you can clearly see, a Baal statue is literally in Vatican. And where is that? By St. Peter's Square. And according to their version, he was an apostle of Jesus. Yeah, right. So this is what Jesus had to say. Jesus turned to Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan." Jesus turned to Peter and said, "Get away from me, Satan." So why would you name your place Peter? So if you Google how many black popes have there been, the first thing that will pop up in the history of papacy, there has never been a black pope. Yeah, right. We all know that there are. So if you scroll down, it will say, who is the first black pope? Pope Victor, when? 199 AD on their Roman calendar. How many black popes were they? The church record says potentially 3 black popes. Hello? In other words, blacks started the papacy. So where's the oldest synagogue in the world, you might ask? Well, it's located in Egypt. Again, we go back to Egypt. That's where Judah and them are from, right? Since at least the 9th century. Hence, they are following Judaism. So don't get it twisted. Ethiopian Christianity does not follow Judaism. That's why Ethiopia Christmas is on January 7th. So let's say what it says about the Catholic Church and Judaism. The Catholic Church is founded on a mixture of Judaism. They are viewed as 2 separate religions, but that are intimately linked. According to them, they follow Jesus, and Jesus was a Jew. But who's the children of Israel? Are you not as the children of Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? In other words, the children of Israel are from Ethiopia. So in the meantime, they have been whitewashing and taking away the melanin, breathing out the melanin of their monarchy. So let's listen.
This is Henry Lord Darnley, father of King James the Fourth and the First of England, Scotland, and Ireland. And this is Mary, Queen of the Scots, mother of King James. And this is King James himself.
So you see how easy it is to take the melanin out of a centuries of breeding? So how could you know what was the color of the devil? We could go back to the beginning, because it seems that classical historians said if you were from Egypt and India, you was an Ethiopian. Hence, India used to be called Eastern Ethiopia. That's why the largest river in India is named after an Ethiopian king named Ganges. But would you know that today? It's just like, would you know this today?
Became Seminole.
And in fact, the word Seminole is not even an Indian word. It is derived from a Spanish word, cimarron, meaning runaway slave. And so from the beginning, you don't have an Indian tribe. It was a multi-ethnic coalition.
Historical evidence documents their close relationship. Blacks became chiefs, signed treaties, and served on the tribal council.
Right, so today, would you know that history? Just like would you know this?
This meant they had to hide their Hebrew identity not just from the Egyptian people, but from the Hebrew people as well.
Remember, Judah is from the tribes of Israel. So it's basically an Ethiopian hiding the fact that he's an Ethiopian from the Egyptians.
They had to keep their royal Hebrew Egyptian identity and their worship of Amun hidden within royal power circles and secret societies, just as they have done to this day.
So you know what the devil does? He hides. So right now he's hiding below colors. So when you think of the papacy, you think of white people. When you think of European monarchy, you think of white people. When in fact they came from Egypt. Hence they are all Ethiopians.
Satan's greatest trick was convincing man he didn't exist.
So you notice what his greatest trick is? Is hiding. Well, either way.
And so you pledge to die in the effort in your secret chapter. Humble yourself. Drunk on this viper. Draco. Humble yourself, go down. Slither down on your belly. The serpent don't have a member. Not a toe, not a finger.